Welcome to the Crime Dawg Podcast with your host and content creator, Johnny FIORICA, who told everyone for years he hates surprise parties, but got mad when nobody threw him a surprise 50th birthday bash. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Crime Dawg Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny FIORICA, retired veteran from the Rochester Police Department. After serving 30 years as a detective, I retired last October 2023. Sitting alongside me is my trusted co-host, David SIMPSON, who was a legendary street cop. He was a SWAT cop. He was a undercover cop. He worked in the gun and drug task forces, and he ended his career in our homicide unit. David, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me, Johnny.
So we unfortunately don't have our other trusted co-host, Jason BLANCHARD, tonight because he's active law enforcement, 2.5 decades. We have to talk about a topic tonight, David, that we could not let go of. Especially this is the week that our brother, Tony Mazurkowicz, Tony Maz, was murdered. And we almost had another one on Thursday, July 18th, 2024. At 2 p.m. in the afternoon in broad daylight. I
just can't believe it was broad daylight at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but go on, sorry to interrupt you.
So for people that don't know, our brother officer, Jeremy Millspaugh, he works in our traffic unit, does a great job. He was on a traffic stop on the west side of Rochester. I believe it was around that J Street area, Broad Saxton. Basically was on a traffic stop, minding his own business, had a car pulled over. Guy gets off of a bus and literally engages and just starts to open fire and shoot at Officer Millspaugh, who was on duty in a marked patrol vehicle in uniform, and the rounds hit his driver's side door. This was an intentional sabotage, was an intentional act. The guy ended up running off. Jeremy, from what I heard, did a great job calmly calling out when it's saying he's been shot at. They ended up catching the guy. Our officers, our brothers and sisters responded like they always do in a professional manner. They caught the guy. I believe they're charging him with attempted aggravated murder, reckless endangerment first, criminal possession of a weapon, criminal possession of stolen property, because what a shock, the gun he had was stolen. So this piece of trash shot at our brother officer. David, literally the 2-year anniversary week of Mazurkowicz getting murdered. Unbelievable. When is this city going to wake up?
It is unbelievable. And, the war on cops continues. I mean, let's call it what it is. The guy tried to ambush and kill a city police officer in broad daylight when the police officer wasn't even engaged with this individual.
Right.
He literally tried to take a cheap shot and get him when he was distracted on a traffic stop.
Yeah.
And again, we always talk about it. The anti-police rhetoric, the Democrats empowered, constantly supporting criminals, just emboldens this type of behavior. I don't think it's a reach at all to say that, our politicians in Albany and our political leadership here in the city of Rochester and the county of Monroe, who are led by Democrats, that aren't strong on violent crime. They're weak as hell, and it emboldens these guys, and it puts cops at risk, and it put Jeremy at risk. And I'm glad he's okay, but it's sickening, and it pisses me off, and I know it pisses you off.
Yeah.
And we just keep banging the same drum while politicians hide and say nothing about it.
Yeah, and by the way, when's our local media going to wake up? When is somebody that went to journalism school going to wake up and start? And listen, I'm not trying to throw cheap shots, but enough's enough. Whether it's local media, state media, national media, they're all curved to the side that that they're curved on. When are they going to start addressing the fact that our brothers and sisters are in danger out there? When are they going to start addressing it? When are they going to start addressing the fact that every time our brothers and sisters strap on their boots, put their bulletproof vests on, and walk out that door, they are a target? I'm not trying to yell fire in a theater, folks. I'm not doing that. Okay? We're not talking about a generic, obscure scenario that what if might happen. This actually happened. Our brother Jeremy Millspaugh, we'll say it again, sitting in his car, doing his job. He works in the traffic unit, had a vehicle pulled over on a traffic stop on the west side of our city. And this guy, this trash, gets off the bus and just starts opening fire on our brother officer. Unprovoked. for no absolute reason. Where is the outcry? Where is the outcry?
Exactly, Johnny. That's
where's
the crazy
the riots? Where's the riots that we don't want to happen, by the way? We don't want it to happen because, where's the outcry? We had riots for certain things here and certain things here, both local, state, and nationally. But where's the outcry? Where is it? I don't understand. I don't understand. We're not burning down buildings and stealing from CVS for our brother officer that got shot, which I'm not saying we want you to do that. But I'm just saying, where is the outcry from anybody? From our politicians? We had, listen, again, we bring his name up again, but Sheriff Baxter had a nice little video that he put out in support of Jeremy and law enforcement in general.
Assaults on police officers up 46% last year over an 8-year average. The brazen attack upon a uniformed city police officer while conducting a traffic stop in a residential neighborhood, pumping bullet holes into his patrol car. The murder of Officer Tony Mazurk was just 2 short years ago. While conducting an investigation into a legalized substance, legalized with dysfunctional and incompetent laws around marijuana. You want to legalize marijuana? Fantastic. Let's create laws that make sense. Police officers need your help. If they're safe, you're not safe. We need help from the community. We need help from the systems. We need help from everybody to stand up and say, what is going on? What is going on? This cannot be our norm. We cannot accept this violence of our people, our citizens, and now our police officers as our norm. Not on our watch. We're asking people to stand up and ask questions. Ask questions of what is going on and what you are doing about it. This is lawlessness, people. When you see felons on motorcycles antagonizing uniformed police officers, running from us, and then running back to the vehicle they dumped and getting a gun off them, this is lawlessness. If we're not safe, you're not safe. We demand better. We will not accept this as our norm. I ask you to ask difficult questions of your people in their sphere of influence, whether it's law enforcement, lawmakers, or anybody else in the system. It is time to ask questions. Do not let people put their head in the sand on this one. We can't afford it. You can't afford all the larcenies that we're paying inflation rates, and we can't afford police officers having bullet holes pumped in their patrol cars in the middle of broad daylight. If they're not safe, you're not safe. Please, community, let's come together as a community and work together to make improvements in our systems. I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers, but I have expertise. I've been a cop in this community with 3 different police departments for almost 40 years. And you don't want to listen to my ideas. It's unacceptable. I'll work with you. You work with me. Let's make our community better and safer. Thank you.
Kudos to Todd. Yes, I call him Todd sometimes because he is a personal friend of mine. But when are we going to wake up? When are we waking up?
Well, it's what's crazy is, I know the Mayor Evans put something out, condemning it and backing the police. He was one of the few, but what makes me angry, sad, is this from everyday citizens to the media to the politicians. It's just commonplace. There is no outrage. Unless you're a cop, there's no outrage. It doesn't seem like anyone gives a shit. Yeah. And it's just, oh, ho hum. Another cop got shot. Another cop got shot at. Someone tried to kill the cop. But God forbid a cop grabs someone by the back of the neck and throws them into a police car and puts them in handcuffs and locks them up.
Yeah.
Oh, bad police, bad police. Yeah. But when someone shoots at a cop and tries to murder him, not a goddamn thing is said.
Right.
And it pisses me off. And as long as I can afford to have this microphone in my face and we have the means to put this out, I'm going to scream and yell and bang on the drum and pray that someone eventually listens.
Well, hang on. You bring up a good point, okay? And as we talk, it really gets under my skin, right? And again, maybe I am blaming local media. You had the guy that got pulled over on Dale Street a few weeks back, about a month ago. Okay, he gets pulled over. He gets a press conference every day in the news media. This guy.
That's what I'm talking about. 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
He gets a microphone. He gets everybody there in front of the Hall of Justice. He gets a platform. But our guy, Jeremy Millspaugh, yeah, that's right. Say his name. Okay? Jeremy Millspaugh, Officer Jeremy Millspaugh gets shot at, and it's just like a poof.
It's crickets.
Crickets. It's lost in the wind. Lost in the wind. But like I said,
Just another day in the Wild West, right?
yeah, it's just disgusting. You know, folks, we know that we're not talking to the silent majority out there. We get it. We're not idiots. We understand that. We know we're preaching to the choir, okay? But like I said, you know, where is the outcry? Where is the outcry? Where is the outcry when our brother officer gets shot at in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon? That bullet could have went anywhere. Could have went anywhere. It could have skipped off the pavement, and it was school time, right? Or about school time. It was summertime where kids are out of school, and it could have skipped off the pavement, hitting a girl jumping rope, playing basketball in a park, whatever, you name it. Where's the outcry?
There's a war on cops. There's a war on cops, and no one even says anything. There's a war on cops, and I don't hear anyone even talking about it.
No one talks about it.
And cops are targeted, and cops are being hurt, and cops are being killed on a literally nationally on a daily basis.
Right.
And no one gives a shit. And if the cops aren't, if the cops are in danger, trust me, the citizens of the communities where this is taking place are in grave danger.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but if your cops are getting shot at, your time's coming when you're going to face some violent criminal. I promise you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, David, you know what, man? We definitely had to address it. It was a quick one. We knew it was going to be a quick pod, but it's not ever going to go unnoticed. We're going to always be out there. We're going to beat the drum for the guys like our brother officer, Jeremy Millspaugh. We're going to beat the drum for our brother and sisters officers that are out there putting their lives on a line for the communities that they serve, both locally, statewide, nationally. We're going to beat that drum. This is always going to be a place where people can come to get the real news, where people can come to get the real news that's not skewed, that's not covered up. Because I'll tell you right now, here's the deal. Anybody that has an opposing opinion on not only what we're talking about tonight, any topic that we talk about, reach out to us. Reach out to us. You got an opposing opinion. You think that we're wrong. If there's anybody out there that thinks they're wrong, let's do it. Come on the podcast. Let's talk about it. Let's
just don't ask for stats or quote stats because I don't want to hear it. I see it. I see cops getting shot. I see the violent crime that's happening in our community. I don't need to see the stats. My eyes can see it.
What do you say all the time, David? Look out the window.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look out the window. Well, listen, God bless our brother Jeremy Millspaugh and his family, his brother officers in the traffic unit and in the RPD. Our love is with you guys, and our prayers and our thoughts are always with RPD because it's our home jersey, but it's also with our other local law enforcement agencies all over, not only the local agencies that surround RPD, but also statewide and nationally. Our thoughts and prayers are always with you, and our love from the Crime Dawg Podcast will always be with you. So, folks, listen, you can catch us on our YouTube channel at Crime Dawg Podcast. You can go there, click like and subscribe. Once you're there, sign up, and then you'll be able to get alerts for the latest videos that we drop. Or you can check us out on our website, which is thecrimedawgpodcast.com, where you'll see a library of episodes that you could click on at your leisure. Listen, thank you for listening to the Crime Dawg Podcast. We hope you stick with us for future episodes. But like my brother-in-law, Frankie Grassi, says, if you can't make it, who cares?